Welcome, everyone. Today, we're taking an in-depth look at the Learn How to Optimize Your Resume and LinkedIn Profile with AI course. And if you're like most professionals, you know that getting your next job, it isn't just about being qualified. It's about being seen,
It really is. Your first interview, so to speak, is with an algorithm, not a person.
which means you have to be incredibly precise.
Exactly. And that challenge is really the core of what this course tackles. We've been analyzing its whole structure and strategy. Our goal today is to give you the key insights, the operational blueprint from the material. Think of it as a shortcut to mastering your resume and your LinkedIn with today's AI tools.
Okay, let's jump right in because the course sets a pretty ambitious goal here. It's not just, updating a document. It outlines three main achievements. First, it's about transforming these stagnant, duty-focused documents into what it calls magnetic achievement-driven assets.
A huge shift in thinking. It's a complete reframe. And the second goal gets into the how-to. It's about mastering what it calls the AI co-pilot. The whole process is broken down into 9 very specific prompts. And these aren't just vague ideas, they are detailed templates designed to give you targeted professional results.
So it cuts through all that generic fluff you usually get from AI.
Right. And then goal number 3 is establishing that complete keyword-rich digital brand on LinkedIn. It recognizes that your profile can't just be static, it needs to be a magnet pulling in recruiters. 247.
Okay, but before anyone even gets started, the course is really strict about a pre-work checklist.
Yes, and this is where people often stumble. You need your resume, obviously, but it has to be editable. A Word doc, a Google doc.
Not a PDF.
Absolutely not a PDF. The AI needs raw text to work with.
And here's the part I thought was brilliant, the real pro tip. You need 2 to 3 full dream job descriptions saved.
Yes, saved as actual text or PDF files, not just links.
Why is it so important?
Because job postings disappear all the time. And those descriptions, they are the absolute source of truth for the keywords that the Applicant Tracking Systems, the ATS, are looking for. Without them, you're just guessing. So that brings us to Module 1, which really frames the whole problem, the case for AI. It starts with a pretty stark number. ATS software filters out up to 75% of applicants before a human ever sees the resume.
75%. And even if you get past that, a real recruiter only looks at it for, 6 seconds on average?
About that, yeah. So you have to be precise and you have to be fast.
Which is exactly why large language models are, a perfect fit for this problem. They solve the 3 biggest hurdles. First up is just speed. AI completely demolishes writer's block. You give it the raw facts, and it handles the drafting instantly.
So you can focus on the strategy, not the syntax.
Exactly. And second is precision. LLMs are amazing at taking that, vague, passive language we all use.
Was responsible for.
Right. Was responsible for managing clients. And it turns it into these crisp, active verbs that recruiters want to see. Led, drove, accelerated.
And then there's the big one. The main reason most resumes fail. Keyword analysis.
This is where the AI becomes your compliance officer. It reads the job description, it reads your resume, and it finds natural ways to weave in those critical keywords.
So it doesn't sound like you're just stuffing words in there.
No, it sounds authentic. And finally, there's volume. Let's be real. You're applying for more than one job.
Of course. Maybe a product manager role here, a technical product manager there. They're similar, but different.
And the AI lets you quickly tailor your main resume for each of those specific roles without, spending hours on each one.
So this all leads to a really important point the course makes, a kind of golden rule.
The human versus the machine.
Exactly. The AI handles the mechanics, the drafting, the matching, the speed. But you, the human, you handle the strategy and the authenticity.
You provide the real facts, the context. The AI is the co-pilot, but you are always the pilot.
Precisely. And what's interesting is the course says it doesn't really matter which tool you use, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they all work.
The quality comes from the prompt.
The quality comes entirely from the prompt. It contrasts a weak prompt like make my resume better, which is useless.
It'll give you generic garbage.
Right. Versus a strong prompt that gives the AI context, a specific persona to act as, and very clear rules to follow. That's the secret sauce.
Okay, so we've covered the why. We know we have to get past the ATS. Now let's get into the how. Module 2 has the first 3 prompts for the resume itself.
This is where you go from a list of duties to a catalog of your wins.
Starting with prompt 1, rewrite for clarity and impact.
The goal here is simple. You want to kill all those boring task-based descriptions and replace them with statements of professional excellence.
And the strategy for this is just fantastic. You tell the AI to take on a role,
A persona, yes. Like, you are a professional resume writer specializing in the fintech industry.
and then you give it a rule. Every single bullet point must start with a powerful action verb.
So responsible for managing becomes spearheaded, orchestrated, resolved. The change is immediate.
It really is. Okay, then prompt 2. Turn duties into quantifiable achievements. This feels like the most valuable one.
I'd agree. This is what separates a good resume from a great one. You're no longer saying what you did, you're showing what you achieved.
And the AI uses the STAR method for this, right? Situation, task, action, result.
It forces that logic onto every point.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have hard numbers, you can instruct the AI to suggest what it calls implied metrics.
Yeah.
Basically, it creates a template for you to fill in.
Which brings up a critical point about, AI just making things up.
The human in the loop. The AI might suggest improved process efficiency leading to a X% increase, but you have to be the one to provide the truth.
You have to fact check it. Was it 20% or 40%?
Exactly. The AI gives you the structure, you provide the verifiable data.
That distinction is so important. So prompt 2 adds the power, and then prompt 3 is all about compliance. Add ATS keywords.
This is how you pass that first automated screening.
And the strategy here is a bit different. You have to feed the AI 2 big chunks of text.
That's right. The entire job description, that's your source of truth, and your entire current resume. No summarizing.
Paste the whole thing.
The whole thing. Then the AI compares them and suggests replacements, nice and clearly. Replace this original phrase with this suggested keyword-rich phrase. It makes it so easy.
So it's not just keyword stuffing, it's weaving the language of the job description into your own experience naturally.
That's the key. It has to sound like you.
Yeah.
Okay, so once the resume is tuned up for the machines, Module 3 moves us to LinkedIn, establishing your digital brand.
Because LinkedIn is your public resume, right?
Yeah.
It needs to be working for you all the time.
It's a magnet. And prompt 4 targets the most important part. Write a magnetic headline.
You only get 220 characters. That's not a lot of space.
No, and it has to say how you help people, not just your job title. The course gives a great formula for this. It's role plus your value proposition or a key result plus keywords.
And you define that value for the AI first, like I help B2B companies achieve product market fit.
Exactly. And you tell the AI to use the vertical bar symbol to separate the ideas. It makes it super readable for recruiters who are just scanning quickly.
Moving on to the About section. That's prompt 5. This is your chance to tell a story.
Right, and to work in those longer keywords that won't fit in the headline. But again, it has to be structured.
A template.
A template. You need a hook to grab them, a body summarizing your experience, an expertise section, usually a bulleted list of skills, and a really clear call to action.
And the human step there is customizing that call to action, not just connect with me.
No, something specific. Message me to discuss Q3 forecasting strategies or whatever is relevant to your field.
That leads us right into Module 4, which is about visual branding, the stuff people often forget about.
The header image, the profile photo, they create a first impression before anyone reads a single word.
So prompt 6 is to generate a professional header photo.
And this gets technical. You have to specify the exact LinkedIn dimensions, 1584 by 396 pixels, so it doesn't look stretched or blurry.
And the aesthetic.
The advice is to keep it minimal, abstract, and use colors that fit your industry. So for tech or finance, you might use corporate blues or greens to signal stability and trust.
Then you need the profile picture to match. That's prompt 7. Generate a cohesive professional avatar.
And let's be clear here. The course suggests avoiding photorealistic people. AI still gets that a little weird sometimes.
The uncanny valley.
Right. So the focus is on creating a stylized professional icon or maybe an abstract graphic.
And the key to making it cohesive.
The prompt must tell the AI to use the exact same color palette as the header image. That visual link ties everything together. It screams professional.
So we get to Module 5. We've got all these different optimized pieces. Now we have to make them work together.
Integration and review. And the biggest danger here is what the course calls fragmentation.
Meaning you sound like 3 different people wrote your profile.
Exactly. If your summary is super corporate but your bullet points are casual, it creates distrust.
So the first step is the authenticity check.
Right. For every number from prompt 2, you have to know it's accurate. And for every keyword from prompt 3, you have to read it out loud.
If it sounds clunky or robotic.
The AI failed. You, the human, need to rewrite it so it sounds natural.
And the course provides a final consistency checklist for this.
It does. First, tone consistency. Does your resume summary sound like the same person who wrote your LinkedIn About section?
Second, keyword alignment. Are your top 3 to 5 keywords in your summary, your bullets, and your LinkedIn headline?
And third, metric synchronization. The big wins, the accelerated revenue by 20%, that number has to be the same on your resume and your LinkedIn profile. No discrepancies.
And finally, that visual check. The header and avatar look like a matched set.
It completes the package. A single, unified brand.
So all this optimization work isn't just for getting past the ATS, it sets you up for the actual interview.
Massively. Module 6 shows you how to leverage it. Prompt 8 is just brilliant. Generate custom interview questions.
How does that work?
You feed the AI your brand new optimized resume and the target job description. The AI merges them and creates 10 super specific questions. They're behavioral and technical questions tailored perfectly to you and that role.
Wow. And it doesn't just give you the question.
No. It also suggests which of your STAR method achievements you should highlight when you answer. It makes practice incredibly targeted.
That's a huge advantage.
And the final piece is prompt 9. Draft a follow-up thank you note. After the interview, you give it 2 or 3 specific things you discussed, and it drafts a professional, customized email. It turns a formality into one last strategic touch point.
So when you put all this together, what you've really done is become fluent in using AI as a precision tool for your career. You've gone from being one of the hundreds of applicants filtered out to someone with a synchronized, measurable brand that gets a recruiter's attention.
And we end where we started, with that balance. The AI gives you the speed and the compliance to get through the door, but it's your experience, your strategy, and your authenticity that ultimately wins the job. The human element is, and always will be, irreplaceable.
If you're ready to implement this workflow and launch your own optimized profile, you can click the link in the description to continue this course. But before you go, here's a final thought for you, and it comes directly from that interview prep prompt, prompt 8. When the AI generates those really tough custom questions for you, it often shines a light on a gap, a spot where your current resume doesn't quite line up with your dream job. So the question is, what skill or project gap did the AI reveal for you? And how can you start working to close that gap before you ever walk into that interview room?